Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Imagine this for a moment. You wake up in the morning, make your breakfast, maybe toast, eggs, or packaged cereal. At lunch, you grab some bread, canned soup, or fast food. Dinner comes and you sprinkle a little extra flavor on your meal without even thinking about it. It seems harmless. It tastes good. It's everywhere. But what if I told you that this one common ingredient sitting quietly in your kitchen right now could be slowly damaging your kidneys, raising your blood pressure, and putting your heart at risk? Today we're talking about salt, specifically excess sodium, the hidden kidney killer that most people consume every single day. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the science, the warning signs, and most importantly, how to protect your kidneys while still enjoying your food. Let's get started. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that one of the most dangerous threats to your kidneys was never hidden in a laboratory, never locked inside a pharmacy, and never sold as a dangerous chemical. It was sitting quietly on your kitchen table all along. This threat has no warning label that scares you. It doesn't make you feel sick right away. It doesn't cause pain the moment you consume it. In fact, it tastes good. It makes food more enjoyable. And billions of people around the world use it every single day without a second thought. That threat is excess sodium, commonly known as salt. And according to the World Health Organization, most adults consume far more sodium than their bodies can safely handle. And here's the frightening truth. Your kidneys can be under attack for years, silently, without you ever realizing it. Your kidneys are not just organs. They are life-sustaining filters, working every second of every day, even while you sleep. They remove toxins, balance minerals, regulate blood pressure, and maintain the delicate chemistry that keeps your heart beating and your brain functioning. Every minute, your kidneys filter your entire blood supply again and again, removing waste products that would otherwise poison your body. Over the course of a single day, they process an amount of fluid equal to a full bathtub. Now imagine placing constant pressure on that system day after day, meal after meal, forcing it to work harder than it was ever designed to. That is exactly what excess sodium does. When you consume too much salt, your body reacts immediately. Sodium pulls water into your bloodstream like a magnet. More sodium means more fluid retention. More fluid retention means more blood volume. And more blood volume means higher pressure pushing against the walls of your blood vessels. This condition is known as hypertension, often called the silent killer because it damages the body quietly without obvious symptoms. And your kidneys are one of the first organs to suffer. Inside each kidney are millions of tiny filtering units called nephrons. These structures are incredibly delicate. They rely on steady, controlled blood flow to function properly. But when blood pressure rises, those tiny filters are forced to handle more pressure than they can tolerate. The walls begin to thicken, the vessels begin to narrow, the filters begin to scar, and once those filters are damaged, they cannot be replaced. Over time, this damage leads to a condition known as chronic kidney disease, a progressive illness that affects hundreds of millions of people worldwide. What makes this disease especially dangerous is that it often develops slowly, quietly, and invisibly. You can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before symptoms become obvious. Think about that for a moment. Your kidneys could be failing right now, and you might feel completely normal. That's why excess sodium is not just a dietary concern. It is a long-term health risk hiding in plain sight. Now here's where the story becomes even more shocking. Most people believe the salt shaker is the main source of sodium. They assume that if they stop adding salt to their food, they are safe. But the reality is very different. The majority of sodium in modern diets comes from processed and packaged foods, foods that don't always taste salty, bread, instant noodles, frozen meals, processed meats, sauces, snack foods, restaurant meals. These everyday items can contain hidden sodium levels far beyond what your body needs. A single fast food meal can contain more sodium than your kidneys should handle in an entire day. And when this pattern repeats, breakfast, lunch, dinner, day after day, the damage begins to accumulate. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but steadily. Your blood pressure rises slightly. Your kidneys work a little harder. Your blood vessels stiffen a little more. Year after year, the stress continues. Eventually, the kidneys begin to lose their ability to filter waste effectively. Toxins start to build up in the bloodstream. Fluid begins to collect in the body. And by the time symptoms appear, the damage is often advanced. Swollen feet, persistent fatigue, shortness of breath, frequent nighttime urination, foamy urine. These are not random discomforts. They are warning signals from your body, signals that your kidneys are struggling to keep up, and yet many people ignore them because the connection between salt and kidney damage is not always obvious. But science has made that connection very clear. Research consistently shows that reducing sodium intake can lower blood pressure, slow kidney damage, and reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. Even a modest reduction in daily sodium can make a measurable difference in kidney health. That means small changes today can prevent serious disease tomorrow. And this is where hope enters the story, because your kidneys are remarkably resilient. They have the ability to adapt, recover, and function more efficiently when the pressure on them is reduced. The moment you begin lowering excess sodium, your body begins to respond. Blood pressure starts to stabilize. Fluid balance improves. Kidney workload decreases. Your body starts healing itself. But prevention requires awareness. You must recognize that the danger is not always visible. It is not always dramatic, and it is not always immediate. Sometimes the greatest threats to your health are the ones you consume every day without thinking. The habits that feel normal, routine, and harmless. Salt is not poison. Your body needs sodium to survive. It supports nerve signals, muscle movement, and fluid balance. But like many things in life, the problem is not the presence of salt, it is the excess. Too much sodium turns a helpful mineral into a silent aggressor. Too much sodium transforms convenience foods into long-term risks. Too much sodium slowly wears down the very organs that keep you alive. And the tragedy is that this damage is largely preventable. You don't need expensive treatments. You don't need complicated diets. You don't need extreme restrictions. You simply need awareness and consistent choices, because every meal is an opportunity. Every label you read is a decision. Every small reduction in sodium is a step toward protecting your kidneys. Your kidneys are working for you right now, filtering, balancing, protecting, without rest, without recognition, without complaint. The question is not whether they are doing their job. The question is whether we are doing ours, because the silent kidney killer is not rare. It is not exotic. It is not hidden in distant places. It is in kitchens, restaurants, grocery stores, and dining tables around the world. And once you understand the danger, you gain the power to change the outcome. You feel tired, but you blame your age. Your feet look slightly swollen, but you think it's just the weather. You wake up at night to use the bathroom, but you assume it's normal. What if these small, quiet changes were not random at all? What if they were early warning signals from your kidneys? Signals that most people miss until it's too late? Here is the frightening reality. Kidney disease rarely announces itself with pain. It doesn't scream for attention. It whispers slowly, silently, over many years. According to the National Kidney Foundation, millions of people are living with kidney damage right now, and many don't even know it. That's because the kidneys are incredibly resilient organs. They continue working even when they are severely damaged. They compensate, they adapt. They push forward until they simply can't anymore. And by the time symptoms finally become obvious, the damage is often advanced. This is why kidney disease is often called a silent epidemic. You can lose up to 90% of kidney function before feeling serious symptoms. Think about that for a moment. 9 out of 10 parts of your kidney function could be gone, and you might still feel fine. That is not just surprising, it is terrifying. Inside each kidney are about 1 million tiny filters called nephrons. These microscopic structures remove toxins, balance fluids, and regulate minerals in your blood every second of every day. But when these filters are damaged, whether from high blood pressure, diabetes, dehydration, or excess sodium, they begin to fail quietly. And the first warning signs are often subtle, so subtle that many people ignore them. Let's start with one of the most overlooked signals: swelling in the feet, ankles, or hands. At first, it may look harmless. Your shoes feel tighter than usual. Your socks leave deeper marks on your skin. Your rings feel snug. But this swelling, known medically as edema, can be a sign that your kidneys are struggling to remove excess fluid from your body. When the kidneys cannot filter properly, fluid begins to accumulate in the tissues. The body becomes heavier, puffier, and more uncomfortable, and yet many people dismiss it as fatigue, weight gain, or standing too long. Another early warning sign is persistent fatigue. Not ordinary tiredness after a long day, not sleepiness from staying up late. This is a deep, lingering exhaustion that doesn't go away with rest. Here's why it happens. Healthy kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin, which helps your body make red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen to your muscles, brain, and organs. But when kidney function declines, this hormone production decreases. Fewer red blood cells are produced. Less oxygen reaches your tissues. The result is a condition known as anemia, a common complication of kidney disease that leaves people feeling weak, dizzy, and constantly drained. Many people assume they are simply getting older. They blame stress. They blame poor sleep. But sometimes the real cause is hidden deep inside the kidneys. Now consider another warning sign that often goes unnoticed: frequent urination, especially at night. You wake up once, then twice, then 3 times. Your sleep becomes interrupted. Your mornings feel heavier. Your energy begins to fade. This symptom, known as nocturia, can occur when the kidneys lose their ability to concentrate urine properly. Instead of holding fluid during the night, the body releases it repeatedly. It may seem like a minor inconvenience, but it can be an early signal that your kidneys are under stress. Then there is one of the most visually alarming signs: foamy or bubbly urine. Many people notice it briefly and forget about it, but persistent foam in the urine can indicate the presence of protein leaking from damaged kidney filters. This condition is called proteinuria. Protein is supposed to stay in your bloodstream. It is essential for muscle repair, immune function, and overall health. But when kidney filters become damaged, protein escapes into the urine, a clear sign that the filtration system is breaking down. Now let's talk about high blood pressure. Most people think high blood pressure is a heart problem, but it is also a kidney problem, and often both at the same time. Your kidneys play a critical role in regulating blood pressure. When they are damaged, blood pressure rises. And when blood pressure rises, kidney damage worsens. It becomes a dangerous cycle. This condition is known as hypertension, and it is one of the leading causes of kidney failure worldwide. What makes it even more dangerous is that high blood pressure usually has no symptoms. You can feel perfectly normal while silent damage continues inside your body. Now imagine this scenario. A person ignores mild swelling. They dismiss fatigue as stress. They overlook frequent urination. They never check their blood pressure. Years pass. The kidneys continue to struggle, the filters continue to scar, the toxins continue to build. Then suddenly the symptoms become impossible to ignore. Severe swelling, shortness of breath, nausea, loss of appetite, confusion. At this stage, kidney damage may have progressed to kidney failure, a life-threatening condition in which the kidneys can no longer support the body. Treatment often requires dialysis, a machine that filters the blood when the kidneys cannot. Dialysis can save lives, but it also changes lives. Patients may spend hours connected to a machine several times a week. Their schedules revolve around treatment. Their freedom becomes limited. And in many cases, the only long-term solution is a kidney transplant, all because the early warning signs were missed or ignored. But here is the most important message of all. Kidney disease is not inevitable. Kidney failure is not destiny. And the warning signs are not meaningless. They are opportunities. Opportunities to act early. Opportunities to protect your health. Opportunities to change the future. Simple tests can detect kidney problems long before symptoms become severe. A routine blood test can measure creatinine levels. A urine test can detect protein leakage. A blood pressure check can reveal hidden stress on your kidneys. These tests take minutes, but they can add years to your life. Your body is always communicating with you through fatigue, through swelling, through changes in urination. The question is not whether the signals exist. The question is whether we listen. Because the difference between early detection and late diagnosis can mean the difference between prevention and lifelong treatment. And the most powerful protection you have is awareness. What if the difference between healthy kidneys and kidney failure was not a miracle drug, not a complicated surgery, but a few small decisions you make every single day? What if the future of your kidneys was being shaped right now, not in a hospital, not in a laboratory, but in your kitchen, your grocery cart, and your daily habits? Here is the truth that doctors around the world are trying to make clear. Kidney disease is not only treatable. In many cases, it is preventable. And the most powerful protection does not come from extreme diets or expensive treatments. It comes from simple, consistent choices repeated day after day. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, millions of people develop kidney disease due to preventable risk factors like high blood pressure, poor diet, dehydration, and excessive sodium intake. That means the story of your kidney health is not written by fate. It is written by habits, small habits, daily habits, invisible habits that quietly shape your future. Let's start with one of the simplest and most powerful habits of all. Reading food labels. It sounds ordinary. It takes only seconds, but it can save your kidneys years of stress. Most packaged foods contain hidden sodium, often far more than your body needs. A single serving of processed food can contain hundreds, sometimes thousands of milligrams of sodium. And here's the shocking part. Many people consume more than double the recommended daily sodium intake without realizing it. Every extra milligram forces your kidneys to work harder. Every extra gram increases blood pressure. Every extra serving adds strain to the delicate filters inside your kidneys. But the moment you begin reading labels, you gain control. You begin making informed choices. You begin reducing hidden risks. You begin protecting your kidneys, one decision at a time. Now consider another simple habit that doctors repeatedly recommend. Cooking more meals at home. When you prepare your own food, you control the ingredients, you control the portion sizes, you control the sodium content. Restaurant meals and fast food often contain extremely high levels of sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats, all of which place extra stress on the kidneys. But home-cooked meals give your kidneys a break. They reduce chemical exposure, they reduce sodium overload, they reduce long-term risk, and the benefits appear faster than most people expect. Within weeks of reducing sodium intake, blood pressure can begin to fall, fluid retention can decrease, kidney workload can lighten. Your body starts to recover. Now let's talk about another habit that seems small but carries enormous power, using herbs and spices instead of salt. Garlic, turmeric, black pepper, cumin, lemon juice, fresh herbs. These natural ingredients do more than add flavor. Many contain antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that support kidney and heart health. For example, garlic contains sulfur compounds that may help lower blood pressure and improve circulation. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound known for its anti-inflammatory properties. These are not just seasonings, they are protective tools. Every time you replace excess salt with natural flavor, you reduce stress on your kidneys. Every time you make that substitution, you move one step further from disease and one step closer to health. Now consider hydration, one of the most overlooked habits in modern life. Water is not just a drink. It is a cleansing system. It is a transport system. It is a survival system. Your kidneys depend on water to remove toxins and maintain fluid balance. When you are dehydrated, waste products become more concentrated in your blood. Kidney filtration slows down. The risk of kidney stones increases. The risk of kidney damage rises. Even mild dehydration can place stress on the kidneys. And yet, millions of people walk through their day without drinking enough water. They rely on sugary beverages. They rely on caffeine. They ignore thirst signals. But when you drink enough water, your kidneys function more efficiently. They flush out excess sodium. They remove toxins. They maintain balance. Water is one of the simplest medicines your body can receive. Now let's talk about physical activity. Another powerful protector of kidney health. Exercise improves blood circulation. It strengthens the heart. It lowers blood pressure. It helps regulate blood sugar. All of these factors directly affect kidney function. Regular movement, even simple walking, can reduce the risk of kidney disease. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need intense workouts. You just need consistency. 30 minutes of movement a day can transform your long-term health. It can stabilize blood pressure. It can improve metabolism. It can reduce inflammation. And most importantly, it can protect your kidneys from silent damage. Now consider one more habit that often goes unnoticed: routine health checks. Many people wait until symptoms appear before seeing a doctor, but kidney disease often develops silently for years. By the time symptoms show up, significant damage may already exist. Simple tests can detect problems early. A blood pressure check, a urine test, a blood test measuring kidney function. These tests take minutes, but they can reveal life-threatening conditions before they become irreversible. Early detection allows early treatment. Early treatment prevents long-term damage. And prevention is always easier than recovery. Here is the powerful truth that doctors want everyone to understand. You do not need to change everything overnight. You do not need perfection. You only need progress. One healthier meal, one extra glass of water, one walk around the block, one label read before buying food. These small actions may seem insignificant today, but over months and years, they create powerful protection. They reduce pressure on your kidneys. They preserve kidney function. They extend life expectancy. Your kidneys are working for you right now, filtering toxins, balancing fluids, regulating blood pressure, without rest, without complaint, without recognition. They do this every minute of every day. And the future of those organs depends not on luck, not on genetics alone, not on chance, but on the choices you make repeatedly. Because the path to kidney failure is often built slowly, one unhealthy habit at a time. And the path to kidney health is built the same way, one small, powerful choice at a time.